Guys, am I audible, visible to you? Quickly, let me know in the chats. Everyone, am I audible, visible to every one of you? Quickly, let me know in the chats, guys. There's a big update coming up from NTA, right? There's a big update coming up from NTA. So all the questions which we have been asking to NTA, all the questions have been answered, right? So quickly, let me know in the chats if all of you can hear me, so that I can explain all these things which NTA has come up with in the update right now. So quickly, let me know in the chats if all of you can hear me. Quickly, people, quickly. And I would want you guys to call up all your friends, right? All the things have been answered. All the things have been answered. Yes, all the things have been answered. Absolutely, guys. So whatever questions we asked NTA from past 2 days, right? Okay, all the questions have been answered by NTA. So I'm going to read up all these paragraphs line by line, so that you get to know what exactly has happened and what is going to happen the next. Okay. All right, people. So let's have a look on the first slide which we have over here. As per the first slide, this is the press release which has been released right now, 6th June 2024, regarding queries of candidates on NEET 2024 results declared on 4th of June. So whatever queries students faced, right, all those queries have been answered over here. So query number 1. First of all, the NEET UG 2024 was conducted by National Testing Agency on 5th of May, at this time in 571 cities. In light of the recent queries raised by the candidates, it has been felt necessary to issue the following clarifications, right? So NTA is basically giving the clarification of lot of things. Whatever queries students asked, NTA is clarifying all of them one by one. Number 1, cut off for NEET 2024. First point is cutoff for NEET 2024. The cutoff scores are determined based on the overall performance of candidates each year. The increase in cutoff reflects the competitive nature of examination and the higher performance standards achieved by the candidates this year. Cutoffs and average marks of the qualified candidates out of 720 vary each year as mentioned below. So basically in this particular paragraph, NTA has mentioned the average marks out of 720 of the qualified candidates, year by year. In 2020, the average marks were 297.18. In 2021, the average marks are 286.13. In year 2022, it is 259. 2023, it is 279. In 2024, it is 323. So basically from this paragraph, what they are reflecting, they are just reflecting the competitive nature. They are just reflecting the competitive nature of the NEET. They are just telling us that the competitive nature of this NEET examination is increasing day by day, right? From this particular paragraph, the competitive nature of NEET examination is increasing day by day. So the question which we have been asking NTA, how come cutoff can get increased, right? They are just giving us the reply. Cutoff has been getting increased year on year. They have given us the data exactly. Cutoff has been increasing year on year, right? And they have given us the data. Perfect. So the first question which we asked NTA about the cutoff, how cutoff can go so high. What they are trying to say is cutoff is going to go high year on year. So my dear students, next year we can expect more cutoff than this year for sure. Number 1. Number two, what is the second statement? Let's have a look. What is the second thing which NTA is coming up? Have a look. Second statement is, just a second guys, second statement is compensatory marks for loss of time. Since we have been asking NTA, how come grace marks, bonus marks were given to few students only, and they have given the justification over here. So let's have a look on the justification. Compensatory marks for the loss of the time. Few writ petitions were filed by the candidates of NEET 2024, right? Few written petitions were filed by the candidates of NEET 2024 before the Honorable High Court of Punjab and Haryana, Delhi and Chhattisgarh, raising concerns of loss of exam time during the conduct of NEET examination. So as per this particular para, some written petitions were basically filed by the candidates from the state of Punjab, Haryana, Delhi and Chhattisgarh, wherein students have raised an issue that their time was mismanaged. Basically, their time was mismanaged. The concerns raised by the candidates through the written petitions and representations submitted to NTA required careful considerations for the redressal. Therefore, a grievance redressal committee consisting of eminent experts from the field of examination and academia was constituted to look into such grievance representations and to submit its recommendations. So basically, after students filed these written petitions, right, what NTA did, they made a team, right? They made a team for those students who exactly filed the case, right? Who exactly filed the case against NTA that their time was mismanaged in the examination center, right? They framed the team of experts as per this particular statement. Now, what those experts did exactly? Let's have a look. The committee considered the just a second. Okay. The committee considered the grievances representations on the basis of factual reports of the functionaries and CCTV footage from the concerned examination centers. So what this team did exactly, they took the CCTV footage of that center from which a student complained, from which a student filed a case. For example, one of the students from one of the Haryana center, right? He filed a case in the Supreme Court, right? So what NTA did, what the committee did, they took the CCTV footage of the whole center as per this particular statement from the concerned examination center. The loss of examination time was ascertained, and such candidates were compensated with the marks based on their answering efficiency and time lost as per the mechanism formula established by the Honorable Apex Court. Wide its judgment dated this. Compensate for the loss of the time, and revised marks of such candidates vary from -20 to 720 marks. Among these, the source of two candidates also happens to be 718 and 719 marks respectively due to the compensatory marks. So basically, if a student from Haryana, if he has filed the case in the Supreme Court, right, what the committee has done, they have taken the CCTV footage of that particular center, okay, and they have basically given grace marks to all those students in that particular center, right? They have given the grace marks to all those students in that particular center. Okay, that's something which they are trying to say. And that is the reason why two students got 718 and 719 due to the grace marks. So grace marks have not been given to everyone. First of all, that is point number one. Point number two, grace marks have been given to those particular centers from which students have filed the complaint in the Supreme Court, right? Okay, on the analysis of CCTV footage, it was ascertained that the integrity of the examination was not compromised at these centers, all right? So over here from the para number 2, my dear students, what we are trying to analyze here, they are explaining why grace marks were given to some students only, right? And I believe it's pretty much clear what they are saying over here, right? And later on, we'll exactly see what to do after this. Okay, point number 3, toppers in NEET UG 2024. The number of candidates who appeared in 2023 was 20 lakhs. While the number of candidates who appeared in 2024 increased to 23 lakhs. The increase in the candidates naturally led to an increase in high scorers due to the larger pool of candidates. So whatever we have been telling from past few days, since in 2023, almost 21 lakh students appeared, and in this year, 23 lakh students have appeared for the NEET examination. So they are saying, since the number of candidates have increased, right? Since more candidates have written the examination, that is the reason why cutoff is going higher, right? Okay. NTA received 13,373 challenge to the provisional answer key of one question in physics. Okay. Due to the differences in the old and the new editions of NCERT textbook, the subject experts held that two options to be taken as correct in place of one option for this question. So that atom wala question in physics, right? Okay. In the provisional answer key, one option was given, and in the final answer key, they had given two options. So basically, they held a meeting for that particular question, wherein the committee decided to have two options for that particular questions, two correct options for that particular questions based on your old NCERT and new NCERT. So they are explaining this part too. Out of 67 candidates who got 720 out of 720. So here they are clearly telling that 67 candidates got 720 out of 720. 44 are on account of the revision in one answer key of the physics, and 6 are on account of compensatory marks for the loss of time. So basically, in total 67 candidates. 67 candidates scored 720 out of 720. But what they are trying to say, out of 67, there were 61 students basically who were getting 720 out of 720. And the other six students, since their time was mismanaged, they were given the grace marks. Due to the grace marks, they also scored 720 out of 720, right? So not all the students scored 720 out of 720 on their own, right? It is just only 61 students scored. Apart from that, there were 6 students who were given the grace marks by the NTA, and they were made to score 720 out of 720, due to which in total 67 students scored 720 out of 720, right? It is pertinent to mention that the toppers are from across the country as highlighted in press release. So they are mentioning that toppers are from across the country, not only from one state. Okay, so basically what we have been asking to NTA, how come from one center you can get seven students scoring 720 out of 720? So they are mentioning over here that it's not only in one state you are getting all the toppers, right? Toppers are spread across the country, right, from all the states. Perfect. Moving ahead. Declaration of results on 4th and transparency in the examination process. What it exactly means, let's get to know. Just a second, let me make it a bit clear to you so that you can check it out. Okay. See guys, let's have a look on this 4th point. Declaration of result on 4th and transparency in the examination process. See, we have been asking NTA one simple question. And what is that question? We asked them, if you release the final answer key on one day, how come the next day you can give the results? Last year, there used to be 7-day gap between the final answer key and the results. How come on the next day of the final answer key only you can post the results? And I think they are giving justification of that over here. Let's check it out. I have not read this. I'm reading it for the first time with you. As per practice, the result of NTA examinations, including NEET UG, is declared at the earliest on the completion of the necessary checks in the result process post the answer key challenge period. NTA managed to declare the results of about 23 lakh students within 30 days. The result of JEE Mains 2024 Session 1 was declared in 11 days, and of Session 2 combined with Session 1 was declared in 15 days. The result of NEET 2024 has been processed as per the established procedure. So what they are trying to say over here is, they are saying it is completely fine to compile the entire result in 1 month, because they have already done the same for JEE Mains as well. They are saying the JEE Mains examination results were, just given in 11 days. After the completion of the JEE Mains examination, right after 11 days of the date of completion of the JEE Mains, they posted the result of JEE Mains. And similarly, they just took some 30 days to compile the entire result, right, of the NEET 2024. Perfect. So what they are trying to say is, they are just trying to say it's manageable to compile the whole result of 23 lakh students in 1 month, like they did for JEE Main students, wherein the result was published only in 11 days, right? I'm moving on to the next paragraph. And I believe this particular paragraph will be super important. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Yeah, let's have a look. NTA has set a procedure. Of transparency adopted across all its examinations. Necessary information is shared with the candidates through advanced city intimation, admit card, advisories for examination, display of scanned copies of OMRs and recorded responses to the candidates, inviting objections to provisional answer keys, publishing final. So this does not, leave it aside. Further relevant statistics are shared with the candidates and public through regular briefings, press releases. Okay, so this point regarding unfair means cases, this is our important point. Guys. Regarding unfair means cases, let's try to read what this paragraph is saying. Action taken in UFM cases are in accordance with existing rules, including the cancellation of candidature and debarment from future examinations of NTA. NTA has registered cases against impersonators, and some cases have been registered by the state police. NTA has been extending support wherever required to the agencies in investigating cases pertaining to NEET 2024 UG. So basically what they are trying to say in this particular paragraph is, since there might be certain discrepancies, right? Some students might have done something and NTA has done their part, right? They have filed case against those students, right? Basically, they're talking about that particular center. I think that was in Madhavpur, where students left the examination hall before 30 minutes or before 1 hour, right? They're talking about those students, that cases have been filed against those students, right? While the outcome of the investigation is aforesaid, case is awaited. NTA has categorically denied any paper leak. So guys, NTA, it is denying the paper leak. It is denying the paper leak. NTA is clearly mentioning here that paper was not leaked. Paper was not leaked. NTA also issued a detailed press release on 6th of May stating that there has not been any paper leak as was being circulated on social media. The same stand has been reiterated and NTA maintains that the integrity of the examination was not compromised. So my dear students, this was the press release wherein NTA has answered all its queries, all the questions which we gave to them. So I'll just go for the conclusions. I'll let you know what exactly are the conclusions. My dear students, first of all, NTA is denying the fact that there was NEET paper leak. Okay? So they are categorically saying no, there was no NEET paper leak. Number one. So if there was no NEET paper leak, so whatever we were talking about, whatever re-exam we were talking about, that is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. Still, my dear students, after reading all these paragraphs, still I feel there are still some discrepancies. There are still some discrepancies. What are those discrepancies? There are still some discrepancies which I feel. They have told some students from the state of Haryana, right? Some students, let's say a student from Haryana, he filed a case in the Supreme Court saying that his time was wasted. So basically, the student, right, the center of that particular student, that was checked through CCTV. There would be other students too in other centers who did not know where to file the case. There would be definitely some students. There would be a lot of students in the state of Haryana itself, right? In their centers also, same thing would have been happened. Same thing would have happened. But they would not know, like, how to file the case. They won't be having any sort of means to file the case, right? So what about them? This is one major discrepancy which I feel over here. This is one major discrepancy which I feel, right? So one thing is clear. If grace marks were to be given, they should have been given to all. If grace marks were to be given, if bonus marks were to be given, they should have been given to all. So technically, there are 61 students who are scoring 720 out of 720. And 6 extra students got 720 out of 720 because of those grace marks. Because they filed cases against NTA in the High Court. Right? But as for this particular press release, it is clear, my dear students, that they are not going to conduct any re-examination. There will be no re-exam, right? They are pretty much clear about that, because I believe this is one of the biggest, updates which NTA has come up with, right? They have given 3 pages over here. They have given 3 pages over here, 4 or 5 paragraphs over here, wherein they are categorically mentioning each and everything. First statement was why? First statement is year on year the cutoff has been increasing, right? Because the number of aspirants writing the NEET examination are increasing. So they are justifying the statements. They are justifying the statements clearly. Since due to the increase in the number of candidates, the cutoff is increasing. NTA has got nothing to do with that, right? So they are justifying this particular statement. Compensatory marks for the loss of time. See, they have given the explanation, but I am personally not satisfied with this particular explanation, what they are mentioning. I'm not satisfied with this explanation, right? Again, I'm reiterating the same thing. They are telling a lot of few students from the state of Delhi, Haryana, Chhattisgarh, right? They filed cases against NTA. What NTA did? They checked their centers through CCTV footage and all, and they gave grace marks to all the students in those centers only. What about the other students who also mismanaged time because of your activities, right? Because of the mismanagement of your staff while commencement of the examination of the NEET 2024. What about those students who did not file the case, right? Maybe they did not know how to file the case. Maybe they were not rich enough to go to the Supreme Court, right? That is one thing, my dear students, which has to be kept in the mind while stating this particular explanation over here. I am really not satisfied with this particular explanation that has been given by NTA on the grace marks, right? So, my dear students, this is one main point, right, which has to be taken into account now. This is one main point which has to be taken into account now. Look at the third, toppers in NEET 2024. Over here, they're mentioning the same thing which I told you already. Total 67 students scored 720 out of 720, out of which 61 scored 720 out of 720 on their own, right? 6 students were given some grace marks, and eventually they landed into that category of 720 out of 720, right? And they're mentioning that all these 67 students, they are not from same state, they are from different states. So a result is distributed across the country basically. All these toppers scoring 720 out of 720, they are from the country, they are not from one state of the country. Okay? Declaration of results. One thing which we asked NTA from last 2 days continuously. What was that? The question was, how come on one day you are releasing the final answer key, or another day you are giving the entire result? They have mentioned that they took completely 30 days to compile the results, right? And when it comes to the JEE examination, they compiled the result only in 11 days. Perfect. In JEE, there were almost 14 lakh students who appeared into the JEE mains attempt 1. So if the result of 14 lakh students was framed in just 11 days, a result of 23 lakh students have been framed in 30 days. As per them, it is completely justified. Okay, this is completely justified. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it, guys. Moving ahead. The last and the final point, since you know, in Madhavpur, I think that was in MP, right? That was in MP or Chhattisgarh, I don't exactly remember the state, wherein a lot of students, they left the examination hall 1 hour before itself, right? So those students who left the examination hall 1 hour before, all the police cases, etc., right? They are continuously happening towards them, right? NTA has filed complaints against those students who left the examination hall 1 hour before, and they are doing their part. NTA is doing their part, right? With the police case, etc. Okay, and there was no paper leak as per this particular paragraph which is mentioned over here. So there will be no re-exam as per this particular paragraph which is given to us through NTA. So my dear students, one discrepancy over here which I felt, right? One thing which is not stated clearly, that is the bonus marks, that is the grace marks. So we need to again raise our voice against the bonus marks, against the grace marks, which have been given to few students only. Okay, which have been given to few students only. Now, what is next? What are we supposed to do? My dear students, if you remember a few minutes back, I posted one video, how to file the RTI. Now, again, we are going to file the RTI, wherein we are categorically going to mention this particular point only. Again, we are going to file the RTI, wherein we'll categorically mention this particular point only. How come some students are going to get the bonus marks, right? I believe a lot of students watching me right now, your time would have been wasted also, like 15-20 minutes, right? You did not go to the Supreme Court, right? You have to mention the same statement in the RTI while filing the RTI. Okay? We need to file this RTI related to the same statement. Please and please watch my video which I posted like 1 hour back. Okay? Watch that video, how to file the RTI. Perfect. Now it is the time to file the RTI for this particular point categorically. I'm pretty much sure till tomorrow evening, we'll be getting the answer from NTA. I'm pretty much sure till tomorrow evening, we'll be getting the answer from NTA for that. Right? Rest all the things have been told by NTA. I don't know what to say over here. Okay, but one thing, one discrepancy which I felt personally, that is related to the bonus marks. Okay, right, people? So do let me know in the comment section of this particular video what you feel exactly. Accordingly will go ahead. Accordingly will go ahead, right? But RTA filing is important related to the same statement which I gave you. Correct? How come bonus marks will be given to some students only? Okay, so please and please, right after this particular video, right after this particular video, let me first of all check certain things. Let me show you where did I post that video. Just a second, guys, just a second. Okay, here was the video which I posted. File RTA against NTA. Please and please watch this video. Over here, I've clearly mentioned how to file the RTI. Okay, and guys, you need to do it. I've clearly mentioned over here how to do it. You need to do it right now. Okay, and it's completely safe. And trust me, as I told you in the last session, if a lot of students will file RTI together, then definitely a reply is going to come for sure till tomorrow evening. Okay, a reply is definitely going to come till tomorrow evening. But for that, you need to watch this video and see how exactly you need to file the RTI. And over there, while filing the RTI, you need to categorically mention the same point that is related to the bonus, that is related to the grace marks. Okay, that is something which I find wherein that is the point where I found there was not clear-cut explanation which was given by NTA. I mean, I was not satisfied with that, right? And I'm pretty much sure you are not too. Yes, right, people? Okay, and you need to mention exactly the same thing. For example, I am the one, I'm filing the RTI for that particular point. I'll be mentioning, I did not know how to go to the Supreme Court. I did not know that there is some option of going into the Supreme Court saying the same stuff which some students said and they got the grace marks, bonus marks, right? I also lost some 15 to 20 minutes. What about us? We are not that rich to go into the Supreme Court. We did not have any means to go into the Supreme Court, right? We did not know some big lawyer who can represent us, right? Okay, that's something which you have to mention over here. Okay, so I believe rest all the things are clear. Okay, and my dear students, the RTI link I'll keep in the description box of this particular video, right? Okay, wherein we will be also filing the RTI with all of you again. Okay, and not only the students, just file the RTI from your parents itself, from your parents as well as students. Everyone should do it right now. Then only something can happen out of it. Okay, so till now, categorically, they are refusing the fact that the paper was leaked. NEET examination is not going to happen again, right? There'll be no re-exam. That's clearly mentioned. Okay, so people, I'll be taking a leave with this. Let's see what's going to happen next, but do this on priority. Do this on priority. And if you have any sort of queries, do let me know in the comment section of this particular video. And do share this particular video with everyone. Everyone means everyone. So that everyone gets to know that we have to file the RTI related to the same statement. Okay. So I'm taking a leave with this. Take care. God bless you all and love you all, guys. Bye-bye.